In the bustling city of New York, Emma Chang stood before a whiteboard covered in equations, her voice animated as she explained the intricacies of quantum mechanics to a group of eager high school students. Her passion for science shone through with every word, and her students hung on her every explanation, captivated by her enthusiasm. As the bell rang, signaling the end of the class, Emma smiled and bid her students farewell, feeling a sense of fulfillment wash over her. Teaching was more than just a job. It was her calling, a way to inspire the next generation of scientists and thinkers. Exiting the classroom, Emma made her way down the crowded hallway, exchanging greetings with colleagues and students alike. She couldn't help but feel a surge of pride as she watched her students file out of the classrooms, their minds buzzing with newfound knowledge. Meanwhile, on the outskirts of the city, Marcus Ramirez sat alone in his small apartment, the dim glow of the television casting flickering shadows across the room. He nursed a cup of coffee in his hands, his gaze distant as he stared at the screen, lost in thought. Memories of his time in the Marine Corps haunted him, the sounds of gunfire and explosions echoing in his mind. Since returning home, Marcus had struggled to adjust to civilian life, haunted by the ghosts of his past. But despite the darkness that lingered within him, Marcus refused to give in to despair. He was a fighter, a survivor, and he would do whatever it took to protect his city and the people he loved. In another corner of the city, Elena Patel sat hunched over her laptop, her fingers flying across the keyboard as she typed furiously. As an aspiring journalist, Elena was always on the lookout for the next big story, eager to uncover the truth and shine a light on injustice. Her latest investigation had led her down a rabbit hole of government corruption and corporate greed, and she was determined to expose the truth, no matter the cost. With every article she wrote, Elena hoped to make a difference, to hold those in power accountable for their actions. Meanwhile, in a cozy apartment overlooking the city skyline, Hiro Tanaka sat surrounded by screens and gadgets, his fingers dancing across the keyboard as he hacked into a secure government database. As a skilled hacker and avid gamer, Hiro had always been fascinated by technology, and he had made it his mission to master it, using his skills to fight injustice and protect the innocent. With a triumphant grin, Hiro bypassed the last firewall and accessed the classified files he had been searching for. As he sifted through the data, his eyes widened in disbelief. It seemed that humanity was on the verge of a momentous discovery, one that would change the course of history forever. And so, as Emma returned home from a long day of teaching, Marcus patrolled the streets, Elena chased down leads, and Hiro delved deeper into the secrets of the universe. None of them could have imagined the events that were about to unfold. For on this fateful day, humanity would make first contact with an alien species, an encounter that would shape the destiny of both worlds. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting an orange glow over the city, the world held its breath in anticipation. News reports flooded the airwaves, buzzing with excitement and speculation about the mysterious objects that had appeared in the sky. Emma sat at her kitchen table, her eyes glued to the television screen as reporters relayed updates from around the globe. The sight of the alien spacecraft hovering above Earth filled her with a mix of wonder and trepidation. What did these visitors want? And how would humanity respond to their arrival? In his apartment, Marcus watched the chaos unfold on the streets below, his jaw clenched with determination. He knew that the city was on edge, its citizens gripped by fear and uncertainty. But Marcus refused to give in to panic. He had faced down enemies far worse than this, and he would do whatever it took to protect his home. Elena paced back and forth in her living room, her mind racing with possibilities. This was the story of a lifetime, a chance to witness history in the making. But as she listened to the frantic voices on the television, she couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this encounter than met the eye. She would need to dig deeper, to uncover the truth behind the alien invasion. And as Hiro watched the events unfold from the safety of his apartment, a sense of excitement bubbled up inside him. This was what he had been waiting for, a chance to put his skills to the test and make a real difference in the world. With a grin, he turned back to his computer, ready to dive headfirst into the unknown. As the night wore on, the world held its breath, waiting for the inevitable moment when humanity would come face to face with its extraterrestrial visitors. And as Emma, Marcus, Elena, and Hiro prepared to confront the unknown, they knew that their lives would never be the same again. For better or for worse, the fate of humanity hung in the balance, and it was up to them to ensure that it remained in safe hands. Unraveling secrets. In the dimly lit gymnasium of Lincoln High School, Emma Chang paced back and forth, her mind racing with questions. The alien invasion had plunged the world into chaos, and Emma was determined to uncover the truth behind the extraterrestrial visitors' intentions. As she surveyed the room, Emma's eyes fell on a strange device lying abandoned in the corner. It was unlike anything she had ever seen before, its sleek metallic surface adorned with intricate symbols and glowing lights. Curiosity piqued, Emma approached the device, her fingers tracing its smooth contours. As she examined it closer, she noticed strange anomalies in its design, as if it were a puzzle waiting to be solved. With a sense of determination burning in her chest, Emma set to work, her scientific mind whirling with possibilities. She ran her fingers over the device's surface, searching for clues that might unlock its secrets. And then, suddenly, a breakthrough. With a gasp of astonishment, Emma activated the device, causing it to hum to life with a soft, whirring sound. As she watched in awe, holographic images flickered to life above the device, revealing intricate schematics and diagrams. It was clear to Emma that this device was no mere piece of technology. It was a key, a gateway to unlocking the mysteries of the alien invasion. And with a newfound sense of purpose, she resolved to delve deeper into its secrets, determined to uncover the truth at any cost. Meanwhile, in the heart of the city, Marcus Ramirez moved quickly through the deserted streets, his senses on high alert. The encounter with the wounded alien soldier had left him shaken, but also more determined than ever to uncover the truth behind the invasion. As he searched for clues, Marcus stumbled upon a hidden alleyway, its entrance concealed behind a pile of rubble. Intrigued, he cautiously made his way inside, his rifle at the ready. What he found inside took his breath away. It was a makeshift medical facility, filled with injured alien soldiers being tended to by their comrades. Marcus watched in astonishment as the wounded aliens whispered urgently to one another, their voices filled with fear and desperation. Approaching cautiously, Marcus listened in on their conversation, his heart pounding in his chest. What he heard confirmed his worst fears. The aliens had come to Earth not as explorers, but as conquerors, intent on enslaving humanity and plundering the planet's resources for their own gain. With a sense of grim determination, Marcus vowed to do whatever it took to stop them. He knew that he couldn't do it alone, but with the help of his fellow humans, he was confident that they could turn the tide against the alien invaders. Meanwhile, in her small apartment, Elena Patel sifted through the mountain of evidence spread out before her. Her eyes narrowed in concentration. She had uncovered disturbing connections between the aliens and corrupt government officials, evidence of collusion that ran deeper than she had ever imagined. But as she delved deeper into the rabbit hole of corruption, Elena realized that she was treading on dangerous ground. There were powerful forces at play, forces that would stop at nothing to protect their secrets. Undeterred, Elena pressed on, her determination burning brighter than ever. She knew that she was close to uncovering the truth behind the alien invasion, and she refused to let anything stand in her way. Meanwhile, in his apartment overlooking the city, Hiro Tanaka sat hunched over his computer, his eyes glued to the screen as he hacked into the alien networks. With each passing moment, he uncovered more and more evidence of the aliens' true intentions, their plans for Earth more sinister than anyone had ever imagined. But as he sifted through the data, Hiro couldn't shake the feeling of unease that gnawed at him. It seemed that the aliens were always one step ahead, their technology far more advanced than anything humanity had ever seen. With a sense of dread creeping over him, Hiro knew that time was running out. If humanity was to stand any chance against the alien invaders, they would need to act fast, and they would need to act together. And as Emma, Marcus, Elena, and Hiro continued their investigations, they knew that the fate of humanity hung in the balance, gathering allies. The city streets were eerily quiet as Emma, Marcus, Elena, and Hiro navigated their way through the chaos, each driven by their own sense of purpose. Little did they know, their paths were about to converge in a way that would change the course of their lives forever. Emma rounded a corner, her eyes scanning the deserted streets for any signs of life. As she neared an intersection, she spotted movement out of the corner of her eye and froze, her hand instinctively reaching for the pepper spray in her pocket. But as the figure emerged from the shadows, Emma's fear gave way to astonishment. It was Marcus Ramirez, the former Marine she had heard so much about. His eyes were steely with determination, his grip tight on the rifle slung over his shoulder. "Marcus?" Emma called out, her voice tinged with disbelief. "What are you doing here?" Marcus turned to face her, his expression guarded. "Same thing as you, I imagine, trying to make sense of all this madness." Before Emma could respond, another figure emerged from the darkness, causing her to startle. It was Elena Patel, the fearless journalist who had been relentless in her pursuit of the truth. "Elena?" Emma exclaimed, unable to hide her surprise. "What are you doing here?" Elena offered a wry smile as she approached, her eyes scanning the group with a mixture of curiosity and suspicion. "Same as you, I imagine, trying to uncover the truth behind this invasion." As the three of them exchanged wary glances, Hiro Tanaka stepped forward, his presence commanding attention. "And what about you?" he asked, his voice cool and composed. "What brings you to this part of town?" Emma, Marcus, and Elena exchanged uncertain looks before turning their attention back to Hiro. "We're all here for the same reason," Marcus admitted, his voice low with intensity. We all want to stop the aliens and protect our home." Hero nodded, his expression unreadable. "Then it seems we have a common goal," he said simply. "Perhaps it would be wise for us to work together." Emma hesitated, her mind racing with doubts and fears. But as she looked into the determined faces of her newfound allies, she knew that they were stronger together than they were apart. "I agree," she said finally, her voice steady with conviction. "We need to uncover the truth behind this invasion and fight back. And if we're going to do that, we'll need each other's help." With a sense of solidarity binding them together, Emma, Marcus, Elena, and Hero formed an unlikely alliance, united in their determination to stand against the alien invaders and protect humanity from annihilation. And as they set out into the night, their resolve burned brighter than ever, a beacon of hope in a world consumed by darkness. As they walked through the deserted streets, the four unlikely allies exchanged stories of their encounters with the aliens and shared what they had learned so far. Emma recounted her discovery of the strange device in the school gymnasium, explaining how she believed it held the key to understanding the aliens' technology. Marcus described his encounter with the wounded alien soldier and the chilling revelation of their plans for Earth. Elena shared her findings about the collusion between the aliens and corrupt government officials, detailing the lengths to which they would go to maintain their power. Hero spoke of his infiltration into the alien networks and the disturbing truths he had uncovered about their true intentions. Together, they pieced together a clearer picture of the alien invasion, each revelation more chilling than the last. As they walked, Emma couldn't help but feel a sense of camaraderie forming among them. Despite their differences in background and expertise, they all shared a common goal: to stop the aliens and protect humanity. "We need to find a way to stop them," Marcus said, his voice filled with determination. "We can't let them enslave our planet." Elena nodded in agreement. "But we can't do it alone. We'll need help. We'll need allies." Hero glanced at her, a thoughtful expression on his face. "Perhaps we should start by reaching out to others who have encountered the aliens. There's strength in numbers." Emma nodded, her mind already racing with possibilities. "We'll need to be careful, though," she warned. "Not everyone will be willing to trust us, especially in times like these." Marcus clenched his fists, his jaw set with determination. "Then we'll just have to prove to them that we're on their side, that we're fighting for the same thing." With a renewed sense of purpose, the four allies continued on their journey, their footsteps echoing through the deserted streets. As they walked, they knew that the road ahead would be fraught with danger and uncertainty. But with each step, they drew closer to uncovering the truth behind the alien invasion and rallying humanity to fight back. And as they ventured into the unknown together, Emma, Marcus, Elena, and Hero knew that they were stronger together than they were apart. Into the fray. Under the cover of darkness, Emma, Marcus, Elena, and Hero gathered in a secluded alleyway on the outskirts of the city. The air was tense with anticipation as they prepared to embark on their most daring mission yet, sabotaging an alien outpost. "We need to move quickly and quietly," Marcus said, his voice low but firm. "We can't afford to be detected." Emma nodded in agreement, her heart pounding in her chest. She knew that the success of their mission depended on their ability to work together as a team. With a silent nod, Marcus led the way, his rifle at the ready as he navigated through the maze of alleyways and side streets. Elena followed close behind, her camera at the ready, as she documented their every move. As they approached the alien outpost, Hero's fingers flew across his keyboard, bypassing the security protocols and gaining access to the facility's internal systems. With a few keystrokes, he disabled the surveillance cameras and opened a back door, allowing them to slip inside undetected. Once inside, Emma took charge, using her scientific knowledge to disable the alien defenses and create a diversion. With deft fingers, she rewired the power grid, causing the lights to flicker and the alarms to sound, drawing the attention of the alien guards away from their true objective. Meanwhile, Marcus led the team in a daring assault on the outpost, his military training guiding their every move. With precision and skill, they fought their way through the alien defenses, taking down guards and disabling weapon systems with ruthless efficiency. Elena documented their every move, capturing the chaos and carnage on film as they pressed forward towards their objective. With each passing moment, her footage became more and more damning, a rallying cry for humanity in the face of the alien threat. As they reached the heart of the outpost, Emma's heart raced with anticipation. This was their moment to strike, their chance to deal a decisive blow to the alien forces and turn the tide of the war in humanity's favor. With a determined nod, Marcus gave the signal, and the team sprang into action. They planted explosives at key points throughout the facility, setting timers and ensuring that they would detonate simultaneously. With their mission complete, the team made their escape, slipping out of the outpost under the cover of darkness. As they watched from a safe distance, the explosives detonated with a deafening roar, engulfing the outpost in flames and sending shockwaves rippling through the air. As they made their way back to the safety of their hideout, a sense of satisfaction washed over the team. They had struck a decisive blow against the alien invaders, proving that humanity was not to be underestimated. And as they prepared to spread the word of their success, Emma, Marcus, Elena, and Hero knew that their fight was far from over. But with each victory, they grew stronger, united in their determination to defend Earth against the alien threat. The cost of war. The aftermath of the assault on the alien outpost left the team reeling, their hearts heavy with the weight of loss and sacrifice. As they gathered in their makeshift hideout, the reality of their actions began to sink in, and the toll of war became painfully evident. Emma sat alone in a corner, her brow furrowed with worry as she grappled with the ethical implications of their mission. Yes, they had dealt a blow to the alien invaders, but at what cost? How many lives had been lost in the process? And was their cause truly justifiable in the face of such devastating consequences? Marcus paced back and forth, his hands trembling with grief as he struggled to come to terms with the loss of his comrades. Each fallen soldier weighed heavily on his heart, their faces haunting him in his moments of solitude. He couldn't help but wonder if there was more he could have done to save them, if he could have been a better leader, a better friend. Elena sat silently, her eyes fixed on the floor as she processed the horrors she had witnessed during the assault. The sound of gunfire echoed in her ears, and the scent of smoke lingered in her nostrils, a constant reminder of the violence that had engulfed them. She knew that she would carry these memories with her for the rest of her life, a burden that would weigh heavily on her soul. And Hero, usually so composed and confident, seemed lost in thought, his gaze distant as he stared off into the distance. He had always prided himself on his ability to outsmart his enemies, but now he couldn't help but feel a sense of guilt gnawing at him. Had his actions led to the deaths of their comrades? Could he have done something differently to prevent such tragedy? As they sat in silence, each lost in their own thoughts, a sense of despair settled over the room. The cost of war had never been clearer, and the weight of their actions threatened to crush them under its immense burden. But even in their darkest moments, a glimmer of hope remained. They had proven that humanity was not to be underestimated, that they were capable of standing up against even the most formidable foes. And as they mourned their losses and grappled with their grief, they knew that they would carry on the fight, no matter the cost. For the fallen, for the future, and for the survival of humanity itself. Turning the tide. In the aftermath of their devastating losses, the team found themselves faced with a choice: to succumb to despair or to rise from the ashes and continue the fight. And rise they did, fueled by a newfound determination to turn the tide of the war against the alien invaders. Despite the heavy toll of their previous mission, the team's efforts had not been in vain. Their successful sabotage of the alien outpost had dealt a significant blow to the enemy forces, disrupting their plans and buying humanity precious time to regroup and strategize. Emma, whose scientific expertise had been instrumental in their mission's success, found herself filled with renewed determination to continue the fight. The loss of their comrades had only strengthened her resolve to uncover the truth behind the alien invasion and find a way to defeat their powerful adversaries. With a sense of purpose burning in her chest, Emma threw herself into her work, tirelessly analyzing data and brainstorming new strategies to combat the alien threat. She refused to let their sacrifices be in vain, knowing that they were counting on her to lead them to victory. Meanwhile, Marcus took it upon himself to train a militia to join the resistance, drawing upon his years of military experience to mold them into a formidable fighting force. Despite his grief over the loss of his comrades, he knew that he could not afford to wallow in despair. Humanity's survival depended on their ability to stand together and fight back against the alien invaders. With steely determination, Marcus led his recruits through grueling training exercises, instilling in them the skills and discipline they would need to face the challenges ahead. He pushed them to their limits, knowing that only the strongest and most determined would survive in the harsh reality of war. And as he watched his militia grow in strength and numbers, Marcus felt a glimmer of hope ignite within him. Perhaps they stood a chance against the alien invaders after all, as long as they were willing to fight for their freedom with every fiber of their being. Meanwhile, Elena's reporting gained traction among the public, inspiring others to join the cause and stand up against the alien threat. Her articles painted a vivid picture of the horrors of war and the bravery of those who fought against it, rallying support for their cause and galvanizing the populace to action. With each passing day, more and more volunteers flocked to join the resistance, eager to do their part in the fight for humanity's survival. They came from all walks of life, united by a common purpose and a shared determination to protect their home from the alien invaders. As the resistance grew in strength and numbers, the tide of the war began to turn in humanity's favor. Their successful missions and acts of defiance struck fear into the hearts of the alien forces, showing them that humanity would not go down without a fight. And as Emma, Marcus, Elena, and Hero looked out over the burgeoning resistance movement, they knew that their sacrifices had not been in vain. The fight was far from over, But with each victory, they grew stronger, more determined, and more united than ever before. Betrayal. The atmosphere in the Resistance hideout was tense as Emma, Marcus, Elena, and Hero gathered for their daily briefing. They had been making steady progress in their fight against the alien invaders, striking blows against their forces and rallying support from the populace. But their sense of victory was short-lived, as a shocking revelation threatened to unravel everything they had worked for. As they reviewed their latest intelligence reports, Marcus's brow furrowed in concern. "Something doesn't add up," he muttered, his eyes scanning the data before him. "We've been experiencing too many setbacks lately. It's as if someone is feeding information to the enemy." Emma's heart sank as the realization dawned on her. "You think we have a traitor in our midst?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Marcus nodded grimly. "It's the only explanation. There's no other way the aliens could have known about our movements unless someone is leaking information." Elena's jaw clenched with anger as she thought about the implications of betrayal. "But who could it be?" she asked, her voice tinged with disbelief. "We've all been in this fight together from the beginning. I can't imagine any of us betraying the cause." Hero remained silent, his expression unreadable as he processed the gravity of their situation. As the team's hacker, he knew firsthand the dangers of infiltration and sabotage, but even he couldn't fathom the idea of one of their own turning against them. With a heavy heart, Emma knew that they couldn't afford to ignore the possibility of betrayal. They had worked too hard and sacrificed too much to let their mission be compromised by a traitor in their midst. "We need to confront this head-on," Marcus said, his voice firm with determination. "We can't afford to let our guard down, not for a second." Emma nodded in agreement, her mind racing with possibilities. They would need to tread carefully, gathering evidence and confronting the suspected traitor without tipping their hand to the enemy. As they set out to uncover the identity of the traitor, tensions within the Resistance hideout reached a boiling point. Suspicion ran rampant among the members of the team, each eyeing their comrades with a mixture of fear and distrust. But as they delved deeper into their investigation, Emma, Marcus, Elena, and Hero realized that the truth was far more sinister than they had ever imagined. The traitor was someone they had trusted implicitly, someone who had been by their side since the very beginning. With a heavy heart, they confronted the traitor, their accusations met with denial and defiance. But as the evidence mounted against them, the traitor's facade crumbled, revealing the depth of their betrayal. In the end, they were forced to exile the traitor from the Resistance, their actions sending shockwaves through the ranks of their allies. It was a painful reminder of the dangers they faced in their fight against the alien invaders, and a sobering lesson in the cost of war. As they regrouped to salvage their mission, Emma, Marcus, Elena, and Hero knew that they would need to remain vigilant, ever mindful of the dangers that lurked in the shadows. The road ahead would be fraught with peril, but with each challenge they faced, they grew stronger, more determined, and more united than ever before. Redemption. The traitor's presence cast a pall over the Resistance hideout, their betrayal still fresh in the minds of Emma, Marcus, Elena, and Hero. But as they gathered to discuss their next steps, they were met with a surprising proposal from their former ally. "I know I've made mistakes," the traitor said, their voice filled with remorse. "But I want to make things right. I can help you." Emma's eyes narrowed with suspicion as she regarded the traitor. She couldn't deny the value of their offer, but she couldn't shake the feeling that trusting them again would be a grave mistake. Marcus, ever the pragmatist, saw an opportunity in the traitor's offer. "What kind of help can you offer?" he asked, his tone guarded. The traitor hesitated for a moment before speaking. "I have information," they admitted. "Information that could turn the tide of the war in our favor." Elena's eyes widened with interest, her journalistic instincts kicking into overdrive. "What kind of information?" she pressed, eager to uncover the truth. The traitor glanced around the room, their gaze lingering on each member of the team in turn. "Information about the aliens," they said finally. "Their weaknesses, their plans, everything you need to defeat them." Despite her reservations, Emma knew that they couldn't afford to ignore the traitor's offer. If there was even a chance that their information could help them in their fight against the alien invaders, they had to take it. With a heavy heart, Emma nodded in agreement. "We'll accept your help," she said, her voice firm with resolve. "But know this, one wrong move and you're done. We won't hesitate to turn you over to the aliens if we have to." The traitor nodded, their expression solemn. "I understand," they said. "I'll do whatever it takes to make things right." With their tentative alliance forged, the team set out to put the traitor's information to good use. Emma, Marcus, Elena, and Hero pored over the intelligence, strategizing their next move with meticulous precision. Meanwhile, Marcus led a daring rescue mission to retrieve captured resistance fighters from an alien detention facility. With the traitor's information guiding their every move, they were able to infiltrate the facility undetected, freeing their comrades and dealing a blow to the alien forces in the process. As the rescued fighters returned to the resistance hideout, their spirits lifted by their narrow escape, Elena grappled with her own doubts and fears. Could she trust the traitor's information? Was their redemption genuine, or was it just another ploy to gain their trust? But as she watched the traitor's actions in the days that followed, Elena found herself beginning to believe in their sincerity. They worked tirelessly alongside the team, risking their own safety to gather valuable intelligence and aid in their fight against the alien invaders. And as they prepared for their next mission, Emma, Marcus, Elena, and Hero knew that they were stronger than ever before, united in their determination to expose the truth and reclaim their world from the clutches of their alien oppressors. The final stand. The time had come for humanity to make its final stand against the alien invaders. With the traitor's information guiding their every move, Emma, Marcus, Elena, and Hero gathered their forces and prepared to launch a desperate assault on the alien mothership, determined to end the invasion once and for all. Emma's mind raced as she devised a plan to exploit weaknesses in the alien technology. With the traitor's information providing crucial insights into the enemy's defenses, she knew that they had a chance to strike a decisive blow against the alien forces. With her scientific expertise and strategic brilliance, she formulated a plan that would give humanity its best chance at victory. Meanwhile, Marcus rallied humanity's forces for the decisive battle ahead. With the traitor's information fueling their resolve, he inspired his fellow soldiers to fight with courage and determination, reminding them of the stakes of their mission and the sacrifices that had been made along the way. As he looked out over the assembled troops, he felt a sense of pride in their unity and determination to protect their home at all costs. Elena, ever the journalist, prepared to broadcast live coverage of the assault, knowing that their message of solidarity would unite the world against the alien threat. With the traitor's information fueling their resolve, she spoke with passion and conviction, urging humanity to stand together in the face of adversity and fight for their survival. As her words echoed across the airwaves, she felt a sense of hope swell within her, knowing that they were not alone in their struggle. As the assault began, the team sprang into action, their hearts pounding with adrenaline as they fought their way through the alien defenses. With Emma's plan guiding their every move, they struck with precision and skill, exploiting weaknesses in the enemy's technology and overwhelming their forces with sheer determination. Marcus led the charge, his voice ringing out above the chaos as he rallied his troops to victory. With each step forward, they pushed back against the alien invaders, their determination unwavering in the face of overwhelming odds. As they fought, they knew that they were fighting not just for themselves, but for the future of humanity itself. Elena's live coverage of the assault spread like wildfire, inspiring people across the globe to rise up against the alien threat. From every corner of the world, humanity united in solidarity, determined to stand together against their common enemy. As the tide of battle turned in their favor, Elena felt a sense of pride in the resilience of the human spirit, knowing that they would never give up, no matter the cost. And as the final assault on the alien mothership reached its climax, Emma, Marcus, Elena, and Hero knew that they had achieved the impossible. With the traitor's information guiding their every move, they had struck a decisive blow against the alien invaders, ending the invasion once and for all.